Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Super Sammy. Sammy flows on the beat. Zoom, zoom. And we're back with another episode of us yapping about Inazuma 11. And today I just kind of want to go over some of my hopes and predictions, if you will, for the Inazuma 11 Victory Road Showcase. So first off on my list is going to be the story scouting mechanics. So each game for Inazuma kind of has its own like scouting process. You know, in the first game, you have to wait for Celia and Inazuma to get back, and you can scout from players from other teams and recruit, blah, 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 just like that. Cool. Now, each game does it a little bit differently from what I'm aware. I just finished Inazuma 11 2 Blizzard today, so I'm still not fully versed in what comes up after. I know 3 has like a gacha system, whatever, and the Go games are in their own territory. But I wonder how the scouting is going to work. You know, it's going to be mixing the story of like all the different kind of games. I definitely think the Inazuma 11 2-way is very, very good from what I've played so far. Or if players could like randomly join you after you beat them, that would be kind of fun. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I was like, something I want to bring up. Next is Commander Mode. Commander Mode seems really interesting to me because it looks just so interesting. Like you get to actually manage your players, which could lead me to the point of, again, I've heard a lot of people talking about, oh, what if Inazuma had like a manager mode, right? Where you can make your own team and manage that team. And then imagine if you can manage that team and then play through Commander Mode. That would be so hard. Yeah. And then, I don't know, it just seems like an interesting fact. And I feel like we're going to have about a 30-minute presentation here. So I think if they really go into the Commander Mode, that would really be useful. So we could kind of see what to expect when it comes to the game, when it comes to playing this specific mode. Now, the other thing we've seen, but not seen a ton of, is the Abby Learn board, and also how to access our other moves, right? So this is similar to Commander Mode, where in terms of like, we've seen it, but we haven't really seen it. You know what I mean? We don't know how they work. So I'd love to see a little bit more about how the Abby Learn board is gonna work. You know, Abby Learn, I think they make it short for ability learner or something like that. But it pretty much helps your bonds for your characters grow, right? So I want to see more about like what that's gonna look like from the player's perspective, right? So like, say I'm using Tsunami and Taichi Mukai, right? Or Darren and Hurley, right? You know, on the show, they have a very kind of brotherly kind of relationship, if you will, in season 2. And how do we kind of get that through the Abby Learn board, right? He's not going to be like, every character's going to have their own unique Abby Learn board, I'm guessing, right? So how is that going to work? Along with spirits, how are spirits going to work in the final build of the game? Spirits, as they know right now in the game, kind of just enhance your character, but are only going to be those 4 rarities. Or are there going to be more rarities than what we have now? How is the leveling system going to work? We're going to we're max out at 100. How the experience going to work? Stuff like that. Just like basic intro stuff, like the logistics of the game. And also, of course, other Hisatsu moves. Like, I want to know what's going to be going on with these other Hisatsus, because like that would be kind of cool, you know, to see like our Hisatsu moves do their thing. I also would like to see like how that's going to work in the game, in the context of the universe of like, you know, how, and we've only seen in the demo like characters being able to use 2 Hisatsu moves, not more than that, right? But we know there's slots for like 8 of them or 6, whatever it was. It was like 2 and 2 and 2. So are you gonna have to be like, are we gonna choose sets of 2 to use, or like is there gonna be like a button to use when you press on the screen, like, you know, in the DS games where you can press like the lightning bolt in the middle and it says, okay, change to this set, change to the 3rd set, right? Is that gonna be the same thing here? It looks like it, but I haven't seen it. At least not I haven't. If you guys have, let me know. But I haven't seen it, so I really want to see how that's gonna work in the final build. Now the thing I'm most excited about, Chronicle Mode. Dude, Chronicle Mode looks amazing from what I'm seeing so far, and it's giving me similar vibes to Inazuma 11 Strikers 2013. I literally just started playing that game the other day, and I'm loving it. But I want to know, like, what's that gonna look like, right? Are they gonna be mini games? Because I know that they talk about mini games, which we'll get to a little bit later. They're gonna be mini games like the ones that are in Strikers. More mini games than that. Can we recruit players through mini games? We also see like this constellation piece where it's telling us characters grouped by a factor, right? So it's characters like under the beast section, right? Or something like that. And you just find a bunch of characters like from Wild Academy or like the deer, for example, one of the scouts you can get in the game, all under that. So how would we go about scouting and recruiting those characters? That's also something I would like to see how that's going to work. And also for the story mode, is it going to be fully voice acted? How much of the story are they going to give us? You know, are we going to get more intricate battles or just like the main key points on the story? You run around the map just like you do in Inazuma 11 Strikers. Is Chronicle Mode going to be long, short, somewhere in the middle? I don't know. I just hope we get some more information, clarification on what Chronicle Mode is going to look like. And yeah, I just want to see if there's gonna be mini games or not, to be honest. Now, another thing we haven't seen, but we've had confirmation for, are Keishins, Miximax, and Souls. So things that all kind of happened in Go, right? Because we know they make them overpowered, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. That's whatever. I'm more interested in seeing how, because fighting spirits have been confirmed. They're on the little sideline. I don't know if I've seen Miximax, but I want to see how these are going to carry over, because they're very important factors of this series, especially if we're doing Chronicle mode and you're playing through the Go games, you're playing through the OG series, Chrono Stones. The fighting spirits and Miximax are like very, very important to the concept of those games. It's the reason why characters are so strong, is like the whole point of us fighting Zanark Domain, right? For example, is because we're trying to get the Miximax with Lubu, right? If that wasn't there, why are we going back in time? How would we do the Chrono Stone fights without Miximax, right? That wouldn't make much sense. So how are those things? I feel like they're going to show us off these different like mechanics that we have in the games, right? We've seen shoot chains, we've seen the castle walls, the blocks, and how those are going to work. But how are we going to see how, I guess, this process will work? And also, will we be able to move more characters at once, like, you know, how we can do in the DS games? It's going to be a little bit hard because it's on console now, but I don't know how it's going to work on it. I know in commander mode, you could probably do that, but I feel like commander mode is going to play very similar to how we play the DS games, whereas the regular gameplay is going to be more like how we normally, or how we play the demo, I guess. That makes sense. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah, I hope they're going to show off the Keishins, Miximax, Souls, Keishin Armed, all that kind of stuff, because I think it would be really cool to see them. And if you go equip them to any character, amazing. And then do your own Miximaxes, that would also be amazing. Miximax your custom character, that would be amazing. But I'm not going to get into that right now. That's for a whole other day. We'll talk about like that. I'm going to be streaming this as well, so we'll go through all this as it goes in. Another thing I saw when I was watching the trailers, like when I was making this video, was the toy integration. I was like, why is there toy integration? I know this is level 5, so they're going to find ways to bring their toys into it. Like, you know, Yokai, I said the Yokai medals, scan those, get the QR codes in the game. What toys are we going to have for Inazuma 11 Victory Road? Does it be toys? Like, I'm down to buy some, 100%. If you get like little figurines and stuff like that, that we could get the characters in the game or whatnot. But I want to know what kind of toys we're going to get for the series. That would be really fun to kind of see what they have. And I just want to see like how that's going to work in the context of the game. And this video was long. And the last thing I want to talk about before moving into a quick announcement for the channel is Bondtown and our OC, our custom character. Bondtown, they mentioned, is going to have like, you know, our little characters running around. We can have our friends there, and we play minigames. This is that part about minigames again. It's going to be hopefully in Chronicle mode. Are there going to be similar minigames to what we have in Strikers? New minigames, the minigames that you see like, oh, to rate your stats in the first couple of games, right? You know, I don't know if I'd assume Go has them too, but you go to these little spots and you play a little game where the character does a little animation, they get their guard set up, right? Are we going to have stuff like that for our OCs? How is treading our OCs going to work, right? Can we use them in the story? Because they said it can be used in all modes. So that includes story mode, Chronicle mode, online, the tournaments and stuff like that. And how many characters can we create? Are we limited to one character? Can we have more than one? Or is that one character we get, is that who we get? And can we custom, how many times can we customize it? Like, can you like change your appearance completely? Because I know you can like make your character, then you can change that appearance to like Fubuki, for example. Like, let's use the trailer. I assume I can change it back. But also, does that mean that every hairstyle, I guess, if you will, from the actual series is available? I doubt it. But I want to know what the extent of customization we'll get, right? Of like, what hairstyles are we gonna get? What I know the body types we've gotten, like it's the ones we've seen in the game so far. But I'm really interested about the hairstyles. Can we get accessories? Can we like have our character? For me, like, I will get to this a little bit. My character is gonna have I want my character with sleeves rolled up. You know, I want to give him some goggles or some headphones. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how that's gonna look in the game. I want to see if that's even doable. Could we have custom emblems? So like, if we're making like, for example, if we go back to this idea of making your own team, can we make our own custom team, our own uniform, like design our own uniform? Like, you know how 3K you can design your own shoes? Here, design your own uniform, and then make your own like little team, right? And then that would be so cool if we could make a whole bunch, our own OC team, right? We can make 11 characters. If we had like 11 slots for characters, we can make a whole team, right? I think that would be a really fun idea to give us players some creativity with what they can do for their OC. Yeah, I just want to see what that's gonna look like, and how do we upgrade them too? Like, we've only seen what they look like, but I want to see. I hope this like trailer goes forth and really gives us some more in-depth looks at what these OCs are going to look like for our characters, right? How are they going to work? How are they going to be played in different modes? How can we give them Hisatsus? How are the manuals going to work in this game? You know, so many questions I just have. Those are like the main big things I want to cover, like story, commander mode, Abby learn. I really want to learn about it and how that's going to work. It's going to look like similar to like Yokaiwatsu's 4s. What's it call it? The bots mechanics where they have like the whole skill tree and stuff like that. I want to know how to access the other moves. That's like my biggest thing. Chronicle mode. I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I want to know more. The other power-ups, the Kishins, the Mixie Max Souls, how are they going to work in the universe? Tool integration, and Von Town, and your OC. Those are like the main things I really, really want to know. As far as predictions of what we'll see, I'm going to guess probably about a 30-minute showcase of them just like yapping about the game, some more technical jargon. You know, as the game is now, we're like, okay, I get this, I don't really get that, but like they'll probably give us some like, I don't know, they'll probably tell us like a quick gameplay clip, like either a cutscene that we haven't seen yet, introduce like maybe one more character from the story, so everything else they kind of stays a surprise for us. See our main characters do like a little cutscene story mode thing. So I assume we're gonna see something from story mode, like one little training moment or something like that. I'd also think we'd get like some more like montage-y kind of match like work. Oh, another thing I just thought of as I'm like recording this right now. I hope they show us how to freaking change the map, because I'm tired of doing my bot matches in the same old Raimon gym, bro. I want to know what kind of maps we get, bro. Like, are we gonna be able to like have like maps like, you know, in Go, where the second half of the maps in the show, for example, I'm just going off the show logic, they affect the gameplay, right? You know, you have that one, you have like the windy board where it's just, there's like just random tornadoes in the middle of the field. There's the ice field. There's the pinball machine field where there's just bumpers flying around. It's not going to happen in this game where we can just like angle the ball against the trajectory of like the pins, of the flippers. That would be so cool. I'd be so here for that. I think that would be awesome, actually, to like be able to have interactive feels like that. And I just would like want to see like how that's going. We've seen it online, but we haven't seen it when it comes to our main player on our own. And also, we're gonna have local multiplayer. Like, we haven't seen it yet. I'd assume we would. It's one of those games I feel like we should have local multiplayer. Maybe, but it'd be really weird if it didn't, to be honest. Because this one of the games I want to introduce to a lot of my friends, and if it doesn't have local multiplayer, they're not gonna want to play it. So hopefully we get local multiplayer, because that would really, really enhance the experience a lot. But yeah, those like the main things I think I have on my plate for what I want to see for this reveal on Friday. I will be streaming it over on the gameplay channel, Super Sammy Plays, as well as on Twitch. I'll leave those links in the description as well, so you guys can check it out. It's to my Beacons link as well, so you guys can flip that around. But before I end this video, I know I've been yapping for a minute. Wow, it's been 15 minutes, almost crazy. Just put this on the background as you're like doing whatever. But I have a Discord server. I mean, I've had one for a while, but I never publicly announced it on this channel yet, because I was kind of overhauling it in the background. So it's been completely completed now. So if you guys want to join up, feel free to do so. Which leads me to my next thing. I also designed my own custom character for what I want to design my character for Victory Road, right? So my challenge to all of you is, I want to see what your guys' OCs are going to look like, right? Are you going to design them after yourself? Or a more like fictional version of some character you have in your head, right? I'm just going to try and make myself as close as possible. And I also want to ask you guys to, like, if you guys do this, join a Discord server and send them in my chat. And I have a server, I have a channel for this specific topic. And I want to see what your guys' characters come out, because I want to see like if we can make like our own team based around these characters. That'd be really fun. So yeah, that's kind of like my main things for the day. So be sure to subscribe, you know, all that fun stuff. And if you guys don't have anything else better to do Friday, I don't know what time it's going to be, but I'll be streaming the live stream and playing some Inazuma afterwards. So we can all yap about it, go through the trailer, analyze it, all that fun stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed today. I know I sure did. Just kind of was getting on here talking. I don't really care if you even watched this far. I'm just wanted to talk about, get some ideas out of like what I thought might happen. So yeah, it's been your boy Super Sammy, Semi-Flu's on the beat. Zoom zoom, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Hey,
yo, shaking it, yo, I'm in it.